Hello everyone, my name is Poloko Mokhale, the lead consultant at Bloom Communications. Bloom Communications is a communications consultancy where we offer services in communication strategies, public relations services, social media management, professional writing, digital media, and mobile journalism trainings, right? And as well as LinkedIn optimizations and personal branding. So please check Bloom Communications Lesotho on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and X, which was formerly known as Twitter, so that you get to learn about us. You can also reach out when you need some of the services that we offer. So welcome to Mobile Journalism Conversation. Basically here what we'll be doing is to share some of the insights in mobile journalism in Lesotho, because one of the things that we want to do is through Bloom Communications to promote and ensure that there is a future, a sustainable future for mobile journalism in Lesotho. Yes, there are some people who are practicing mobile journalism, either for practicing journalists or even citizen journalists. But then we are saying let's try to do it in more large numbers. Let's fill the gap let's fill gaps that are currently open at the moment, right? We have journalism students that can do that. We have practicing journalists that can do that. Even citizen journalists that can do that. There's a lot of gaps that need to be closed. Let's channel our focus to some of those gaps. Let's fill some of the holes that are currently open. Let's not focus on one thing. For those who are practicing, for instance, if there is a political briefing, press conference, if we have 5, 10, if we know that we have 10 mobile journalists in Lesotho, 10 mobile journalists in Lesotho, and then you find that they are all focusing on one area, right? Why is it that we do not have people who are providing us traffic reports in the morning? This is especially for journalism students, because they need to start creating opportunities for themselves from an early stage as of now, right? You do not start building yourself when you are done with your study. You start building yourself, you start building the brand Poloko Mokhale when you are still at school. You do not wait for you to go for internship, so that people start noticing you, so that you start building a bigger name for yourself. By the time you are done with school, we already know you, and then we start knowing that you are a credible journalist. That is what we are saying. That is what we want to do through this conversation, mobile journalism conversations. So to them, the focus is mainly on that. Let's tap into some of the opportunities that are left open. Why don't we have reporters in the morning? You are already on your way to school. I'm talking to journalism students now. You are already on your way to school. Why can you not collaborate with your radio stations and say, I would like to share some of the traffic reports with you on your morning show, because I'm a journalism student at a certain institution, and I would like to share some of the traffic reports with you in the morning. This one even cost, because it is already on the way that you're going. How traffic eating? How traffic? There's traffic all over. Give us that. When you get to your school, next to your school, you can see those schools that offer, or rather tertiary institutions that offer journalism studies. They have traffic next to them. Why can we not have that? Education is one of the subjects that is read, or rather areas that is not widely reported in Lesotho. Yes, there are some reporters, or there are some media houses that report on it, but then there are still some areas that needs to be uncovered. We always hear of sexual harassment cases at some of these tertiary institutions, where lecturers are reportedly or allegedly sleeping students to get marks. Why can we not get reports on that? We are talking about people who can become correspondents, right? Strikes are happening. We read about that on Facebook, but we do not get detailed stories on why there was a strike. Why is it that media houses have to leave from Maseru to Roma to get those stories? They have to leave from wherever that they are to get to Moshosho Road area. They have to leave wherever they are and then get to Kingsway to find those stories. Why can you not be a correspondent at your school? Share those stories. Why? You understand? So that is what we want to. That is what we want to promote. Be your own mobile. Be a mobile journalist from wherever you are. Start building yourself. Start opening opportunities for yourself. Start building a name for yourself. Mobile journalism in one of the training that I provide. because I'm also a mobile journalism trainer. Um, I always tell people that mobile journalism is a newsroom in your pocket, right? Why do you say it's a newsroom in the pocket? It's a newsroom in the pocket because you have your cell phone, which you can use to shoot, edit, and publish news wherever you are. You do not need to have a bigger camera to take all this. You don't even need a producer or other supporting staff that can help you. All you need is your phone to do, and we know that you have some of the most beautiful smartphones. All you have to do is just take good shots and then share a story, right? Yes. So you'll find that some of the tools that you need are CapCut, which you can use to edit. I'm not even talking about things that you have to pay for. CapCut. Some of you are even content creators already. You share vlogs of which are beautiful, by the way, and I have nothing against, where you tell us stories about spend the day with me, but also do something that is also related to your field of study so that you start opening opportunities for yourself. Do something that is different to what other people are doing. That is what you are saying. Tell us stories from your school. What are some of the major stories that are happening around your area? When you go home, when schools close, we are just coming back from December now. I know it is still January. Some are still at home. Some will be going back in February, which will be in the next coming weeks, right? So tell us stories that are happening in your community. You are in Leribe, you are in Kachasnek, you are in Tabatseka. You know that most Lesotho's media houses are in Maserus, right? Tell us stories from your home area. Let's get to know some of those stories. All you need, like I mentioned, is your cell phone. What is stopping you? Start building your name now. Start showing your visibility now as a journalism student. If you find, you can see that I did not even talk much about practicing, but yeah, basically what we want to do here is to promote mobile journalism in Lesotho. So let's look into some of those areas that are untapped, that the mainstream media is not really telling stories, and become advocates of mobile journalism. By the time you start building consistently, I'm telling you, after 3 months, 6 months, people will start having trust in you, and you'll be one of the most credible journalists in Lesotho. When we want traffic news, we'll know that we'll visit your account. When we want education reports, we know that we'll go to your timeline. When we want analysis on certain topics on education LGCSE results have just been announced now. All we received was news reports or the results were announced there. You know those. You know how they are how normally they are. Why can we not have some one of you who is a journalism student visiting some of the schools in either from Good. I'll make an example about Gucci, which has the lowest percentage in terms of the result. Interview one of the principal. Let's get to understand what exactly is the cause, so that people can also see and hear. You know, sometimes when you listen to a person, or rather when you are watching what they are saying, it is different to when you are reading, which is what most media houses do. Their newspapers, or even when news are read on radio, you find that they said in an interview with a certain radio station. I'm sorry. So yeah, that is what you are saying. Find a gap and fill it. That is my message. You start building your name today. You do not wait for when you go for internship. In the next segment, which I hope will be soon, we'll look into the state of mobile journalism at the moment. But for journalism students, let's find a gap for ourselves, guys, and start building our names. Opportunities are no longer many in Lesotho. Many of us are stuck at home, with the hope to find job. We can create opportunities for ourselves with the resources that we have. You already have, I know some of the tertiary institutions have agreements with what, with the two telecommunications company, where you get about 20 gig data at lower prices. You have data, you have smartphones. All you have to do is to just find and make good use of it, while also having fun at the same time. You have nothing to lose. That is what I can say. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's do that. Let's find the gaps that we can fill, and then in the next conversation, we'll look at the state of mobile journalism. So this was supposed to be the first, I think, the first conversation that we are having, so that we streamline it. But I got too excited, and then yeah. remember that, yeah, we still have a lot of opportunities in mobile journalism which need to be tapped into. So in the next conversation, we look at the state of mobile journalism in Lesotho and everything surrounding it. Until next time, thank you very much for joining me. Like I mentioned, my name is Poloko Mkha. You can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X, which was formerly known as Twitter. Until next time, thank you.